I survived on this island for 100 days with only bamboo, but I still couldn't do everything I wanted to do. So I decided to survive on the island for 200 days. During that time, I built a huge island, expanded the village, and much more. Watch this video to the end and see how I did it all. Okay, I think this island isn't enough for me anymore. I want to build many interesting things in this world, so I definitely need a new land to build on. And where should I build this new island? In general, it can be anywhere here or where the portal is. And since I have some water and a small island on this side of the portal, I decided to improve that side of my island. But to build an island, I need a lot of dirt, which I have to dig up. But before I started digging, I went to the nether, found a fortress, and got nether warts that I need for the underwater breath potion. Back on the island, I made a small nether warts farm. Whoa, what is that? Wow, a dolphin jumps around. Now I can craft bottles and fill them with water. Potion is ready. By the way, I finally found a use for the pufferfish. It can be used to make water breathing potion. Bruh. Okay, so now I have night vision and water breathing, and I can start digging. Well, I've dug up all this land, and I even have too much sand, so I need to replace it with dirt. And then I have to collect it on the surface and start building my island. First, I need to make an outline of the island so that I will know what I have to work with. And that's it. Let's see what happened. And I have such an island, but I still don't like something about it. Let's rebuild it. And we'll break the previous outline. Okay, and now let's see how it looks. Looks good, so I can add a small peninsula to this island. Well, I like the island itself, but I don't like the peninsula I made at all. This part is really ugly, so let's rebuild it. Well, it's better, but I need to tweak it a bit more. And now it should look good. And it looks, well, it's okay. It's not really okay, but it suits me. And now I need to circle the area where the sand will be and where the dirt will be. So let's make the sandy part of this island first, because I'm going to have to put dirt under the sand, and that complicates things a little bit. I'm going a little bit in the wrong direction, so let's change the direction to this side. Okay, and this is the part where I've outlined where we're going to put the sand. And since we're going to have sand here, I need to build this dirt one level lower so that the sand doesn't fall down. And for that, I need the water breathing potion. Well, the outline of the beach part of this island is ready, and it all needs to be built up with sand. And first I need to build up the dirt so that the sand doesn't fall down. And all day long I put dirt. The next day I put various garbage blocks to not waste valuable dirt. But in the evening it started to rainstorm heavily with lightning, so I decided to go to bed, since my island is mostly made of wood. Day 108 and I have almost finished building the beach part of this island. And I don't know how long it'll take to build the whole island, but I have to keep building this area, because I'm sure this island will look super cool. Okay, it's done. Now I can add sand here. It's a nice little pool, by the way. I still can't get over the fact this is just a small part of the island. I spent several days just putting dirt under the area where the sand will be. So let's finish this beach part of the island. But pretty soon I ran out of sand. And to get the sand, I need a water breathing potion. So I spent the whole evening fishing for pufferfish. The next day I dug sand with the help of water breathing effect. And finally finished this beach part of the island. The next day I added little details to make this part of the island not so flat. And this is what the sandy part of the island looks like when it's finished. And now I have to build the main part. I don't know how to build it. And before I start getting the dirt and putting it there, I have to figure out how to get the grass block there. I can do that with the help of a wandering trader who will sell me a block of grass. Or I need a silk touch enchantment. Maybe I'll have some enchanting book somewhere. Unfortunately, I don't. Oh, but I have a silk touch on the pickaxe. Cool. Okay, that's basically enough for me. I need a silk touch pickaxe. I don't know how many of these blocks of dirt I can get. Okay, these grass blocks should be enough for me, and now I can finish building this island. I add some grass, and some grass here. If I need to, I can actually make more grass. So it's not a super big problem, and I can add it, let it grow here, and while I'm building it, it'll grow 100% here. Okay, let it grow, and now I'm going to add dirt. I ran out of dirt. I used up all the dirt I had. I've built something, but not much. Okay, I need to get it. And now I have enough dirt to go on building. This time I decided to use a slightly different method of placing the blocks, and this is how it looks on day 113. As you can see, I'm filling the island with lines like this so that I can quickly build up the dirt like this. After that, I kept making lines like that until I ran out of dirt. By the way, this is what the island looks like now, and I'm at the mob farm repairing my shovel. Well, I have a full shulker box of dirt, and I also have a full inventory, so I think I can keep building. I finished the lines, and at least a quarter of this island is built. Also, I now have the method of placing blocks of dirt very quickly, so I ran out of dirt. I managed to build this much. I still have about half of it left. On day 116, I went to the mob farm to repair my shovel for the millionth time, and I spent the whole day digging for dirt. The next day, I woke up and saw lightning and went straight to bed. And finally, I can continue to build this island. And I finally built this island. As you can see, I have only done the surface part of this island, and I need to connect it to the ocean floor to make it look more realistic. And to start with, let's start with this peninsula to understand how much dirt it'll need. And for the next 3 days, I was putting the dirt in and mining it in the ocean. Now, the 124th day, this is what I built on this peninsula. It looks cool, but I'm not even halfway to the bottom of the ocean. And this is just one peninsula, and I think I'll need all 200 days to build the bottom of this island. So I think the bottom of the rest of the island needs to be made some other way. And as for me, the best option for the island to stand on is the deep slate pillars. But first I need to get that deep slate. Okay, I have 5 stacks of deep slate. I hope it'll be enough for such a big island. I got it. It's done. Now I can go to bed. And on the 125th day, this island is finally finished. As you can see, the grass isn't fully grown yet, but it will grow. I want to expand this village and build a trade hall there so that I can finally trade profitably with the villagers. And in order to expand this village, I need bamboo. Let's get it. We can start building over there. And before I build a new island, I want to expand this one because it's too small. And now we can build the second part of the island where the trade hall will be. The platform is ready, and now we need to add a fence. The fence is ready, but first I want to destroy the house that stands in my way. And this house is about to be destroyed. Now I need to get a deep slate, because I don't have enough deep slate for the pillars. So the next day, I get a deep slate in my cave. And on day 128, I remembered about the watermelon farm, which I planted immediately. I grew them with the help of bone meal. And now I'll be able to grow watermelons right away, so I can finish this farm. Okay, and the watermelon farm is officially complete. The next day, I added pillars to the new platform. And now we can build the trade hall itself. I started by building the outline of the trade hall. But since I ran out of bamboo, I went to get some more. And after I got the bamboo, I continued to build this trade hall. I think there's something wrong with my platform. Here it's 3 blocks wide, and here it's 2 blocks wide. It's not right. I need to fix it. Done. Now I can continue to build this trade hall. Okay, now I need to place the piston and activate it somehow. I'll put a lever here and a redstone here, and it works. In the evening, I decided to change the trade hall a little bit because I decided that there would be zombies here as well. With their help, I was able to get incredible discounts from the villagers. The next day, I tried to extend the piston mechanism, but something went wrong. That's why I rebuilt this trade hall. In the evening, in the middle of this trade hall, I saw a wandering trader selling 2 saplings, which I immediately bought from him. And now I can plant and grow these trees right away. Besides bamboo, I now have other trees, and I have grown my first tree. So let's grow trees on this island. And let me decorate a little bit better. Well, it looks good in general. This trade hall is ready for zombies, but I need a leveled librarian who sells name tags. The next day, I built a path from the island to the trade hall to bring in the zombies. And at night, I brought 2 zombies to my trade hall. And on the morning of the 135th day, they disappeared. Realizing my mistake, I leveled up a librarian and bought 2 tags from him, and some spiders spawned. There are a lot of creepers, and there are 2 zombies. I have to go through all these mobs to get to them, and then we'll kill them. Okay, I have 2 zombies here. Let's call them Zombie 1. Wow, Zombie 1, you're rich! And let's get them away from here. I hear another zombie that spawned, but unfortunately, I don't need any more zombies. What's he doing? Oh, he attacked the villagers, but he drowned. Loser. After that, I locked these 2 zombies in the trade hall. And the next day, I took the first villager there. I tried to put him down to zombify him, but for some reason, the zombies ignored him. And the next day, I tried to replace the blocks with trapdoors so the zombies could reach the villager. And he finally got zombified. Now I can try to cure him. I'll throw a weakness potion and give him a golden apple. And he should cure there somehow. Well, he's cured and they can attack. No, I see they can attack not only him. And this villager is a zombie again, so this system works. And on the 138th day, I finished the trade hall in the previous system with the villager. Now I see the first trade hall victim. You will trade with me, and if I don't like your prices, you'll be beaten by zombies. I'm not sure I'm talking about a game anymore. This is more like a debt collector. Maybe every villager owes me a lot of money if they work under such conditions. The zombies, it's too early to beat them up. Get in the boat. I still need them on the workplace. So I hired the second villager. The third one is here, and the fourth one is here as well. We have a small problem with the village. I have a trading hall for 16 people, and I only have 9 villagers. That is not enough for me, so I added more beds. The next day, I broke the bridge that was used to transport the zombies, harvested carrots on the farm, and decided to let my villagers go so they could reproduce faster. I gave them many stacks of carrots. I fulfilled all the conditions for my village to grow fast. Wow, I see they're already making love. Oh, there's a baby villager. That's super cool. Because I need at least 14 villagers in total for my village not to rot. And here are baby villagers. Holy moly, a whole bunch of them. How many are there? 4 or 7? Anyway, I have to light everything. I'm finally going to build a roof for the trade hall, and I need the deep slate. I mined my mine, and now it's time to rebuild the roof for the trade hall. Well, the trade hall is now officially built, and this is what it looks like. Here's another angle. I trampled all the villagers here last night to count them, and there are definitely more than 16 of them. I'm absolutely sure. On day 142, I decided to add more beds to my village. I spent the rest of the day growing carrots. The next day, I gave all the carrots I had harvested to the villagers. I already have quite a few villagers, and I see that they need another platform for their village, so let's build at least one more. I managed to build this platform by the end of the day. The next day, I built the same platform, but in the opposite direction. Then I decorated both platforms with a fence. This is how our village looks now. And I plan to build many different houses on these 2 platforms, and I need a lot of bamboo for that. And I also need a deep slate because I like the roof with it. Well, I have the deep slate and I can build the houses for the village. There's a platform in the sky, and I forgot to put pillars on it. This needs to be fixed because platforms in the sky really piss me off. And I finished these pillars. On day 148, I went to mine the deep slate. Then I rebuilt the roof of the mansion using a deep slate as a contour. This is how the roof looks now. I don't even know what to think about replacing this bamboo contour with the deep slate. And for the next 2 days, I replaced the bamboo contour with the deep slate contour. And this is what the redesigned mansion looks like. I think it looks more solid now, but what do you think? Do you like the previous design or the current one? Let me know in the comments. On the same day, I redesigned the trade hall. On day 152, I started building a new house in the village. And the next day, I finished it. Then I started building 4 more houses at the same time, which I finished the next day. I took the beds that were outside and put them in the new houses. Now I have enough villagers in my village to start sending them to the trade hall. The first one is gone, and here comes the second, the third too, another is here, the 6th follows him well, and this is the 7th. And the last villager is ready. Then I give them their professional blocks, and the trade hall is completely finished. And I need a lot of gold apples to farm discounts from villagers, so I need to build a gold farm. And in order to build a gold farm, I need to somehow reach the bedrock roof in the nether. So let's go to the top of the nether. Now I have to find the highest place in the bedrock. I think I found such a place. And now I need to farm ender pearls and obsidian to make a portal there. Okay, I found the pearls in my chest and I need to get some obsidian. Done. I'm ready to go to the roof of the nether. I use the ladder to climb up and use the pearl. Okay, I'm on the roof of the bedrock and I'm going to start making a portal. The portal is ready, but let's get back to the overworld because I need some shulker boxes. And this portal has left me in the middle of nowhere. But there's gold here, which I need for golden apples. I'm somewhere under the ocean, so let's get out of here. We put the trapdoor here and I can swim out now. And the next day I went to get some shulker boxes. Made 2 shulker boxes, so now I can farm magma blocks. But I spent the whole day repairing my pickaxe at the mob farm. There are a lot of magma blocks here. I put all the magma blocks I had into the double chest, and now I need to get some glass and hoppers. I found the sand for the glass at the bottom of the ocean. I waited until evening for it to melt. And in one day, it melted 2.5 stacks of glass. By the evening of that day, I had more than 9 stacks ready. And to make the hoppers, I killed the golems that gave me the iron. But the iron was not hot enough, so I went to a cave to get more. And now I have 25 hoppers. I think that'll be enough. For this farm, I need to find the nether wastes biome. Here it is, and I can build here now. Right, for this gold farm, I also need turtle eggs. So, I need to take care of these turtles. Let's try to breed them. I don't know how to do it, but let's try. But I can't even give them the seagrass. Let me try to free them. And they leave this island somewhere. Maybe they're looking for a place to lay eggs. Let me follow one of the turtles. And it wants to go to this part of the island. Let me help you a little bit. Did it lay eggs? Wow. Now for the eggs. I need the Silk Touch. Where was that? The next day I forgot I had a Silk Touch pickaxe and went to the end to look for a Silk Touch tool. And the next day I got another Silk Touch pickaxe in one of the end cities. After that I got my first turtle egg, but these eggs were not enough for me, so I continued to breed turtles. And I just put an egg on the sand for it to grow up. But this turtle doesn't like something, so I completely destroyed the bamboo farm on that island. And it worked. And then I got 2 more turtle eggs. Yay! And the next day I managed to get 4 turtle eggs. And I also added sand to this island because turtles can only dig in sand. The next day I built a loop system for this gold farm. Then I placed where the mobs will fall. But I built this place a little wrong, and I had to go back to my island. By the way, the egg is not even close to growing yet. After that I got some bamboo and made some trapdoors. The next day I started to build this gold farm. As you can see, the base is finished, and now I have to move 20 blocks in each direction and connect them, and then the first level will be ready. As you can see, I finished the first level. There are a lot of zombie piglins, and I almost ran out of magma blocks. I don't know, I probably used 2 chests of magma blocks, and I wanted to make 3 levels, so let's go back and get some more magma blocks. I've already started to build the second floor, and I'm attacked by Ghast. I don't have any arrows, so let's attack him with a sword like an Attack on Titan. And on the 175th day, I finished the second floor of the gold farm. I started to build a third floor, but I ran out of magma blocks. Still, the third floor was almost finished, and I had started to build a glass part so that the ghasts wouldn't spawn here, but even this glass was not enough for me. The next day, I repaired my pickaxe at the mob farm, and on day 178, I melted sand into glass. Then I went to mine magma blocks and finished the gold farm. I built a platform upstairs where I'll stand AFK while mobs are farming. I added turtle eggs to make the zombie piglins aggro, but for some reason it didn't work. But after raising the eggs more than a block higher, they started aggro. And now the farm is working and they're falling, which is good. Let's see what's going on with the loot. We have loot and the gold farm is officially up and running. After that, I decided to test how much gold I could get from this farm and waited 10 minutes on the AFK spot. And during this time, I managed to get 2 stacks and 1 gold ingot. This means that in 1 hour, I could get 24 stacks of gold, or 770 gold ingots per hour, which I think is not too bad. And this is what the gold farm looks like. So far, there are 3 levels. There may be more in the future, so there's room for growth. And now I have just enough gold apples to zombify the villagers and heal them. I planted the rest of the eggs on the sand. For some reason, I don't think they'll grow like my eggs have been growing for 10 days. But let them grow there, and maybe someday new turtles will appear. The next step is to get the apples themselves. And to get them, I have to level the villager to the 2nd level. And one day, there will be an apple there. But so far, I'm out of luck, and he sells me a pumpkin pie. And finally, the next day, I managed to get an apple from a damn villager, and I bought them all at once. And now I have to make a lot of weakness potion. Unfortunately, I don't have enough ingredients for the weakness potion. I still need spider eyes and mushrooms. Well, I can find the mushrooms somewhere here in Nether, and here they are. And there are quite a few of them, so that should be enough for me. After that, I waited for the night for the spiders to start spawning. And at night, I farmed some mobs. The next day, I brewed potions on the 3 brewing stand. And the next day, I already have 47 potions of weakness. And I hope it's enough. Now I can set those zombies free. By the way, I had a zombie that can be healed immediately. And now I'm going to heal him. Then I started throwing them all into the zombies and infecting them. But for some reason, the zombies didn't want to zombify the villagers. And eventually, it went well. We picked up our librarian and healed him. And even managed to heal 2 of them. And the archer is healed, and now he sells emeralds for only 19 sticks. But I want a much bigger discount, so let him zombify more. Oh, and now the librarian sells a bookshelf for 1 emerald, from which I can take 3 or 4 books at a time and sell him 4 books for 4 emeralds, which is already profitable. By the way, I can bargain with them forever now. I continued to infect and heal them until the evening. The next day, I had problems giving professions to villagers in the trade hall, because I have a lot of villagers who take professions. And I solved this problem by closing access to the trade hall from the main village. And I punished all the villagers who stayed in the trade hall. My Fletcher now sells 1 emerald per string, which I quickly took advantage of. Also, I have now made a separate shulker box into which I throw emeralds to make an emerald beacon in the future. And the next day, the Fletcher was selling emeralds for 6 sticks. Just so you know, before the discounts, he was selling me an emerald for as much as 32 sticks, and I get an 85% discount. I don't know, it's a lot. Now I get 10 emeralds for a stack of sticks. By the way, a very interesting report about the turtle eggs. They are not growing. As you can see, there are 4 of them, and at the end of the day, I already had 2 stacks of emeralds. On the 187th day, I changed the villagers' professions to more profitable ones and made even bigger discounts. And on the 188th day, an archer sells 1 emerald for only 1 stick. I did it! This is a complete scam for emeralds. On the same day, I decided to plant potatoes on my first farm that I tried to trample in the last video. I had a zombie villager here, but he disappeared. Seriously. So now I have to name tag the villagers. We can buy tags from the librarian. By the end of the day, I had all the villagers tagged so they wouldn't despawn again. I have another villager who is just floating in the middle of the ocean, floating somewhere. Well, good luck to him. On day 189, I traded everything I had with the villagers. Day 190 went the same way, and now I have 74 emerald blocks. I still have about half to go to make a complete beacon. I spent the next 2 days trading with the villagers. I now have 2 stacks of emerald blocks, and I think I can start building this beacon. And this beacon will be built in this direction, on a separate platform that I'll build now. And now we can build the beacon itself. And I was seriously short of emerald blocks. It took me until the 195th day to complete the pyramid for beacon, and now I have to get the beacon itself. But first I added the usual design to this platform. Then I went to the nether in search of the fortress. And here's the fortress. And here's the first wither skull. After killing a few dozen wither skeletons, I managed to get the second wither skull. And here's the third skull. Seriously, finally. I've been farming here for almost an hour. Now it's time to create and kill the wither, but I won't create it on the island. I'll go to my mine and spawn it there. Let's spawn it here, and let's fight. Killed it, and we set up the beacon. Finally, we have it. Let the speed buff be the second level. I'm very fast now. I need to set up another beacon so I can run around the island quickly. The next day, I gave a lot of cares to the villagers who stayed in my village. I didn't have many left after the last incident. I punished all the villagers who stayed in the trade hall. I stepped away for a minute to make some bread, and there are so many kids here already, they're probably looking for Mortis to play Brawl Stars with. Let's feed them. Then I went back to Mortis, and he laid eggs again. On day 200, I built a sugarcane farm because the previous one was not enough for me. I even managed to plant some sugarcane. That's how 200 days on the island ended. As you can see, I built a huge island, a trade hall, and expanded the village in this way. There's also a sugarcane farm and a pyramid with a beacon. And I wanted to thank you for watching this, especially the patrons you can see on the screen. Goodbye, Minecrafters.